Right, we in focus. Are we in focus, Alfie? I'm pretty sure we're in focus. Right, what's going on, friends? How you doing? I hope you're doing well. So, if you have actually seen some of the changes I'll be making this week in terms of my branding and my name on social media, obviously you may have some questions of what's going on with JG Calisthenics. Why are you now just called Jake Gay and Jake Gay Fitness, right? And obviously this is intentional. I'm doing this intentionally, and obviously I feel in this video it only makes sense for me to explain why I'm deciding to make this change, because I've really actually been wanting to do this for quite some time. I'm talking several months at least, right? And so basically, obviously, for me, since starting this channel back in 2018, obviously for me, when I discovered calisthenics, I fell in love with it straight away. It was something I was extremely passionate about, in the way in which, like, you know, calisthenics builds your strength and how it makes you look as well. And obviously from, you know, my transformation video, which is very well known, of course, is obviously for me it's always been calisthenics. And obviously for me, especially since you know, achieving certain goals in my fitness, my calisthenic strength, as well as YouTube business and everything, once I hit like my real biggest goals in all those areas, which I've actually explained in a previous video, that peak kind of made everything else kind of go down a little, if that makes sense. Because for me, I've kind of felt like I've hit a roadblock, if that makes sense. There's been a lot of things I've wanted to do and branch out beyond just calisthenics, but I feel like I've been restricted because of the way I'm named and seen on social media through JG Calisthenics, you know? It's like a lot of people don't even call me Jake, they call me JG, and it's like, I just want to be known as Jake. I want you to know me as Jake. I want you to talk to me as Jake, right? And so as a result, just feeling capped, it's really just made me and my mindset just shift in a completely opposite direction. Do you know what I mean? And so basically, fast forward a couple months, I then hit a complete burnout, an absolute burnout, physically and mentally. I was absolutely exhausted, which again, I made a video on it about last week. And to be brutally honest, it's like, if you notice in that video, I was really low energy. I really was just completely low energy, like flat low. And literally the moment I actually stopped recording, I hit stop, I just burst into tears. All right, I just felt lost. I didn't know what to do. I know I wanted to make a change, but I didn't know exactly how to, right? So I thought, as I've been advised by friends, family, my own coach, obviously just take a break, right? Just take a break, take a week off. So that's what I did. I went out, right? I actually went out socializing, spent more time with family, got some new clothes, went clothes shopping, out and about, just exploring. Went down to a place where, of course, I used to live to see some old friends. Ended up having way too much to drink to the point where I ended up throwing up so much to the point where I actually pulled a muscle in my stomach. Yeah, right. But basically from that pain of, like, you know, my mind just being completely all over the place, not exactly knowing where I really want to go anymore after all the hard work I've been putting in. I mean, for me, again, just like the times of just feeling low, and then especially like this past weekend, just constantly actually questioning and ask myself if I actually have depression or not, right? Obviously, fortunately, that isn't the case, because for me, it was just a real realization after obviously speaking to some friends, family, and my own mentor, is really just kind of understanding again of what I want to create. Because obviously everything in the past has just been calisthenics, but there's always been a deeper reason behind that, if that makes sense. For me, my mission has always been to, you know, transform the lives of 100,000 people without having to sacrifice the quality of their lives, right? And for me, in order to really make that happen for you, of course, it's like, I feel I've got to make a massive shift in what I'm doing in order to make that a reality. Do you know what I'm saying? And for me, just having that realization and being realigned with my purpose and my vision again, I honestly felt completely reborn. Do you know what I mean? It was honestly absolutely insane to just see, like, if it's like, just see where I was, like, from literally being borderline depression to literally being like a completely new person, right? And it just goes to show it's something I've really been wanting to do for a while. And obviously the initial adversity of the pain I was in mentally is obviously what's made me, like, really realize, like, I need to make this change now. As I said at the start of the video, obviously my social media names and such and everything is kind of being rebranded from JG Calisthenics to Jake Gay or Jake Gay Fitness, because I mean, at the end of the day, JG Calisthenics isn't going to be gone, right? JG Calisthenics is still going to be here. Obviously my home programs, my calisthenics programs, all of that is still going to be there. It's just honestly for me making the shift now, there's a lot more people I can serve. There's many more ways and better ways I can serve you to create the transformation you want, because now I'm no longer limited. I no longer have any restrictions, right? It's like for me, just operating as Jake Gay, I cannot be restricted. Do you know what I mean? And after the past 2 years, literally purely dedicating my time and attention just to my business of JG Calisthenics and my own calisthenics progress and the skills and strength, really my week off that I took and actually going out more in the real world, right? And obviously going outside my bedroom and my garage where I usually film videos, began to realize like, damn, there's actually a lot more to life than I'm actually doing right now. Do you know what I mean? And that's really what I want to do and create for you as well. Because especially after making previous videos and just in general, it's like what gives me the real most fulfillment and joy of like waking up every day with excitement is obviously solving real first world problems within the fitness industry, right? Obviously the reason why I love making skinny fat videos is because I know by someone, clients or subscribers fixing skinny fat and boosting their self-confidence, it impacts all areas of their life. Do you know what I mean? It's like I know from my experience how much you know, it could be a hard time being able to socialize, go out to parties, you know, dinners and such, and knowing how to actually fit it into your lifestyle while still getting into shape without having to sacrifice like one or the other. It's like I'm very passionate, like I was actually before discovering calisthenics, of like the fitness lifestyle. It's like a lot of people think that you can only really have one or the other, when really with the right approach and strategy and the mindset, you can actually achieve both, which I personally want to focus a lot on myself now, and I'm sure is what you actually want to achieve yourself as well. As I said, I want to help you transform your body, not just to boost your self-confidence, but also to use that self-confidence to carry over to all areas of your life, right? Whether it be in work, family, relationships, dating, social life, all of that, do you know what I mean? It's like for me, helping clients in that way, as I've done over the last 2 years, is really what's truly sparked my most fulfillment in doing what I do and doing what I love. And especially as those things I've previously mentioned about just now are obviously things I want to work on myself. It's like it only makes sense for me to, document that along the way to show you how you can, as I said, get in the best shape of your life while still living life to the fullest. And obviously, of course, calisthenics will always be a very important part of my life. It's always something I'm going to be doing, of course. But of course, it's like now I don't want it to just be my life. Do you know what I mean? I feel, as I told you, there's much more to exploring in life while still getting in the best shape of your life. Do you know what I mean? And so for me right now, what I really want to focus on myself is obviously, going to the gym, lifting weights, and not being restricted to what I can and can't do. Do you know what I mean? As I told you, I really want to dedicate time to, really improving my physique and my health while still being able to, upgrade my social life, upgrade obviously the people I spend time with, and everything in general in terms of like, my content, vlogs and all of that. I know a lot of you, especially from previous videos, have said how much you want to know and see more in my life, which of course can only really happen if I actually practice what I preach. That's what I mean. It's like I want to document my journey and then show you how you can do it yourself, because not all of us are people where it's like we have very flexible schedules where we have all the time in the world to work out, right? We've got busy jobs, whether you're a student or you're a busy work professional. We've all got a lot of other priorities in life and other aspects of life we want to focus on besides just fitness, right? And I think if you can actually combine the two correctly, again, you can transform your body and then transform all areas of your life, which is really what I'll be focused on myself and carrying it over to you, right? So I'm super excited for what we have to come. And also, as a brief update, of course, as you'll know from previous videos, so basically regarding the hip situation, obviously I overdid doing the front splits, which I explained in the previous video, which basically caused a little issue in the hip. And obviously the rehab for that was actually going really well initially. Honestly, I think before this weekend just gone, I was really about like 70 to 80%, really like, I'd say like 2 weeks away from like full training again. But obviously now, as I've now done the other side in from throwing up so hard last weekend, right? Obviously it's a bit of a setback because obviously right now I'm not working out right now because I've got to let it actually, rest a little. But obviously it's not a big setback. It's not a big deal. The thing that obviously is best is obviously, a few weeks ago when I first, injured my right side of my hip, it obviously probably or was, initially going to be maybe worse than first perceived, whereas obviously seeing my current physio, things are actually a lot better and have improved significantly. So obviously I can't put an exact time frame on when I'm going to be back to full training, but obviously, as I told you, it's going to be sooner than we first expected. But obviously, as you know, if you're an OG on this channel, every time I've had an injury or two in the past, it hasn't stopped me. It hasn't stopped us. We keep moving forward. All the pain I've experienced in the past, especially over these 2 years, is only what's empowered me to actually take action on the things that I've really needed to do to support you to the best standard. And honestly, if I'm in comfort and life doesn't give me a big punch in the face when I need it, I'm going to carry on doing the exact same stuff and then just always be frustrated while I'm in the same spot. Whereas obviously the short-term adversity is obviously, I don't know how to word it. It's going to obviously pay huge dividends in the long term because I'm going to look back at it and be like, that pain was one of the best moments of my life. Do you know what I mean? And obviously I'm very excited for what we've got come next. Obviously I'm not exactly sure in regards to the uploading schedule, but just to let you know, we will be speaking soon. Obviously I've got a lot of things to do behind the scenes in terms of rebranding, but yeah, we should all be very excited. I'm very excited. I honestly feel reborn right now. And yeah, we're going to change the world. We're going to change the freaking world. And I would love for you to be part of the journey, whether you're, on the journey already as a part of the Gains Train Express, or if you're new, consider subscribing and hopping on board because we've got more things to do. We've got more things to create. So, not only can I create the result I want for myself, my body and my life, but also carry that over to you, as I'm sure that's what you want as well. So, I believe that's everything covered. We have been rolling for quite some time. But with that said, I'm going to get to work on what I need to do whilst obviously on the other end having a life outside of what I do. And yeah, keep moving forward. Appreciate you. And once again, we'll be talking very soon. Peace out. Love you.